Hey, Chem21, Martin here. You're probably wondering why I'm talking to you upside down. The decision to do something abnormal like that may seem foolish, stupid, or even
thoughtless.
Rest assured, talking to you like this was
thoughtful.
Like it was thoughtful to ask a question about why I'm doing the video in this fashion. Every single second, trillions of neurons in our brain fire off and play electrical tag.
This is called a synapse.
Yep, sure enough, we're always thinking about moles.
No, not our furry friends.
Moles, as in a very special number.
A mole.
Sure enough, moles are really, really big. It was a number invented by Avogadro in the early 1800s. It's 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. He used it to calculate the amount of grams in a certain amount of particles.
Take, for example, this phone, which, if made of pure aluminum and weighing in at 160 grams, would be 5 moles. And that's 3 times 10 to the 24th particles.
That's a ton of particular objects. But what about ideas? The mind has 50,000 thoughts a day. So how long would it take for a human to have a mole of ideas? Well, these ideas could be remembering to breathe, figuring out a problem about moles, or saying this sentence is false. It's a paradox. You see, it's also like how people perceive the size of particles. If aluminum could have 5 moles, then people should reach an idea of moles fast. A single person, if they had 50,000 thoughts a day, it would take them
3 quintillion years.
You may be thinking, but Martin, if today there are about 7 billion people
in the entire world,
in a single day, people must have moles and moles of ideas. Well, the number is not ideal, again.
0.0000006% of a mole.
Last summer, the UN published their Populations Bureau, a document that told how many people were existing in this world ever. It's about 108 billion. So many people that have lived and died. You see, back in the olden age, the average lifespan of a human was much smaller than what it is today. In fact, people only lived for 35 years. Good doctors, times of peace, and other aspects of today's world were
vacant-less
of thoughts. And if people were still kicking the bucket around 35, they were kicking around 50,000 thoughts every day. But in total, did the human race have a mole of thoughts? Well, let's see. I got 108 billion people times 50,000 thoughts times 365 days times 35 years. It's close. At 7 times 10 to the 19th. But it's no cigar. We'd be waiting around quite a while for a mole of ideas to come through. Much longer than a cigar, that is, which is invented by the Chinese in
1500 BC.
In fact, if it's been 200,000 years that humans have been around and created 7 times 10 to the 19th ideas, then in around 2 billion years, we'll have a mole. That's 4 billion years before this planet becomes inhospitable. And you can learn if we'll actually make it till then in this video. So as I said before, moles are really, really big. But so are our brains, sending 100 trillion synapses every second. Since each synapse is a mere part of a thought, we need to consider the big picture, you see. Although thoughts are unique to humans, synapses are done by
Flies, krill, even jellyfish.
So how many particles, synapses, are we sending? Each snap averages sending 5 electrons. In a human lifetime of 80 years, a human being just misses a mole at 6.3 times 10 to the 22nd. Still far less particles than I can find in my cell. Phones have managed to connect the world as we know it today. In fact, over 100,000 texts are sent every second. pretty cool. But how can humans collaborate on synapses? Well, in the history of the world, people have sent 3 times 10 to the 34th particles. That's more than a mole. And to find out how many, we can simply divide by Avogadro's number and find that there are 5 times 10 to the 10th moles of synapses sent throughout history. So, even as the least primitive species, humans have to go down to the smallest form of sentient life to reach the enormous limits of the universe. And as always, thanks for watching.